Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home. Welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. We are so glad you are joining us tonight. We are kicking off February with a bang. I think I told you guys, but February is all about making your life easier with some great crock pot meals. So we might not always be cooking as much as we are showing you how to meal prep and how easy it is to get things together so that all you have to do in the mornings before you leave to go take the kids to school or to even go to work or anything else you might have going on, and pop everything in the crock pot when you leave so it can be done when you get home. We've got some really great meal ideas and we cannot wait to share them all with you. If this is your first time with us on Messy Kitchen Monday, you're on Facebook, because we live simulcast on Facebook and on Instagram. Be sure on either platform to drop your name and where you're watching from. If you're a returning user, we'd love to hear you say hello too, so never fear, it's not just for our new people. Tonight though, you're actually gonna get to see, probably the only time this month that you'll get to see the finished product of what we're doing, because really, crock pot cooking, in my opinion, is all about the prep work. So we show you how to prep and put things together, tell you when to add them to the crock pot, or tell you how to freeze them. But tonight, since it's also February and it's also the month of love, we're going to show you how we put together a really good sweet treat that cooks hands-free in the crock pot, and it's chocolate lava cake. Now, I know if any of you chocolate lava cake lovers out there have ever seen those little individual servings of lava cake, that whenever you cut into them with a spoon and the inside just kind of oozes out chocolate, and they are just gorgeous and beautiful. This is a version of that, except the whole cake is in the crock pot. So when you scoop it out, you have all this layers of the ooey goodness just kind of spread throughout, and we're going to show you how to achieve that with your crock pot tonight. So you might not get the full benefit of what you would ordinarily in the crock pot, but the taste is the same. And I love scratch cooking, hands down. I am a scratch cooking queen, but I also work for a living. So one of the things that I really like to do is to show you how you can take a few shortcuts and get really good results with that as well. So we're just a hodgepodge of cooking mess here in the Messy Kitchen that we're going to share with you. Like I said, we have crock pot lava cake. I've already made half of one, so all of my quantities that you see here are not going to be the golden rule for how you do it, so I'm not going to go into specifics about those. If you want those, if you are a VIP Buttered Home member at thebutteredhome.com, you'll get this recipe as soon as it drops in its entirety with all the measurements that you'll ever need. So the quantities that we show you tonight, we're not going to discuss how much simply because I'm only doing half. And it's, you know, counterproductive if we only show you how to do half. You want the whole cake, right? So, but for our purposes here, we like to show you when we can the finished product, and the easiest way for me to do that is to half it. So we're going to get started, and I'll show you first. I have my crock pot liner. If you have a crock pot that's all one piece, this will be the insert in the crock pot. So we are just going to lightly spray that because we don't want our cake to stick. It's just like any other time you make cake, you're going to butter or spray your pan, right? It's the same concept here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a really good shortcut, and that is our cake mix. You can use any chocolate cake mix that you want. Devil's Food to me is really good because it's not all that sweet. And you'll see why that's important for this recipe in just a minute. But the Devil's Food is a good, kind of a bland chocolate flavor in my opinion. So we're going to use the Devil's Food cake mix here in this. And to that, we're going to add eggs. And we're going to add water. and oil, almost just like what is on the package directions, but maybe a little different because you want your cake consistency to be different as well, so the ingredients are going to differ and the quantities of those. So we're going to mix that up, and if you had a full cake mix, or if you were doing the full recipe, you would actually mix this for a full 2 minutes to get it good and thick and aerated. Because when you're cooking in a crock pot like this, and especially when you're doing a cake in the crock pot, you kind of have to add the air in here that it would normally get with the natural heat in the oven blowing, because this is direct heat more so than an oven. So the longer that you actually blend this together, the more little air bubbles you'll create and the faster the cake will rise. Now, since I'm only doing half of a cake mix, I'm going to stop at about half the time. So, we have our cake mix, and into the liner, I'm going to just pour the cake mix. And it went in there really good, but let's say it didn't, you could just take your spatula or your spoon and just kind of spread it out. But it did good, so we're all good. And I thought I had a towel over here, and I don't. I've got chocolate everywhere. Probably not the greatest night to wear white when I'm doing a double chocolate cake. Just give me that one right there. All right, good deal. One of my 2 lovely assistants taking care of me tonight. I always invariably forget something. Always. I said, one of my 2 lovely assistants.
You forget to give me the whatever year.
I did acknowledge that you were here tonight. Right?
You need to acknowledge the fact that I was here the past 2-3 weeks.
This is true.
Tanner was not.
Reagan has been more present than she has been normally in the last 2 years, in the last 2 weeks. So, now, on its own, this is just a regular cake mix. So we want to make it a lava cake, right? And this is how we do it. We have 2 components that we're going to add to this to make it a wonderful, beautiful, even sweeter, more decadent chocolate lava cake. And one of those, another shortcut, is store-bought pudding mix. This is the instant pudding mix, and to that, all you add is cold milk. Easy, easy, right? You can do this in a flash. Same way with the pudding as with the cake. You're going to want to mix it up for about 2 minutes. And it's making a real mess. I should have put my apron on. Don't worry about it, we'll get it. I'm being more careful. And instant pudding is truly instant. And it's a lot like doing egg whites. You can kind of stop and check it just by dipping your beaters in it just to see if it's as stiff as you want it. And we're almost there. And of course you want to use cold milk because the cool in the milk is going to help it kind of firm up a little faster as well. So to this, and I have to make sure, can you see? Can you see? Okay. So to the cake, we are going to take the pudding and we're going to spoon it just in dollops all along the cake. Doesn't have to be in any particular form or fashion. You're just gonna have it all throughout the cake. All right, that's just gonna do it. I think right there we might have 1 small spoonful. All right, thank you, Reagan. my other lovely assistant, helping me out because I'm making a mess. But it's the messy kitchen, right? So that's what we're here to do. So now I'm gonna hold this up so maybe you guys can see that you just have the little dollops of the pudding inside the cake mix. Can it get any more chocolatey? Do you really want to ask that question? The next component is going to be semi-sweet chocolate chips. And we're just going to take these and we're just going to sprinkle them right over the top. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be uniform. Just sprinkle them over the top. And there you've got it. You put this into your crock pot and you cook it on low for about 3 to 4 hours, just depending on your crock pot. If you have an older crock pot, it might take a little bit longer. If you have a brand new crock pot, it might get done quick. So, to show you what this looks like, and in all its full form and fashion, I had to add a little ice cream to it. It's beautifully dark and delicious, and whenever you cut into it, you've got this wonderful ooey gooey center, chocolate just falling off, oozing off. It's fantastic, and it's easy. You can mix it up in about 5 or 10 minutes, and it's a wonderful sweet treat that you can have if you plan on celebrating Valentine's Day at home with your sweetie like I am. We like to cook together in the kitchen, and to this you can add ice cream like we did, or you can add some whipped cream. Whatever your choice, but I promise you, don't try to eat more than 1 serving of it because it is rich. Between the pudding and the chocolate chips, you might get chocolate overload. But it's a beautiful, delicious dessert that you can do in your crock pot. So this is essentially what we're doing all month long. We're gonna show you how to make beautiful, wonderful meals in your crock pot in virtually half the time. And simply, it's just a lot of prep work. And it's whole, good ingredients too. So you know what you're getting and what your family is eating. So for your busy life, the crock pot is a real lifesaver. I don't know what I'd do without my crock pot or my Instant Pot. How is it? Yeah, she can't even speak. So we hope you'll join us for the rest of the month of February. We are going to celebrate loving the people in your life with food on a busy schedule. And we're going to do that with crock pot cooking. So we hope that you'll join us for the rest of the month. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the week and be here with us next week. I can't remember what I'm doing next week. Anyway, we'll fill you in later in the week what we're doing next Monday. But be here, same messy time, same messy kitchen. From the buttered home to your home. We love y'all.